Hello and welcome to the FI Newscast, where we bring you relevant news in the food and beverage industry. Today is Friday, February 24th, 2023. We have a great show for you today. Our special guest is 𝗂𝗍𝗂𝘁, Chief Investment Officer at RSE Ventures. You don't want to miss that segment. But first, here are some of the top stories from this week that we think are worth taking a second look. In food and retail news, Walmart reported strong quarterly sales on Tuesday. Total revenue rose to the $164 billion for the quarter ending January 31st. That's a 7.3% increase from the same period the year prior. And let's face it, everybody loves a good deal, and that is what exactly has kept the discount retailer in shoppers' good graces. However, as inflation continues to put pressure on wallets, they are making more thoughtful purchases, prioritizing food and other essentials. This leaves Walmart's 2023 outlook a bit uncertain as consumers continue to pull back on spending across multiple categories. Meanwhile, extra SNAP benefits boosted by pandemic funding are coming to an end in March. SNAP-eligible households in 35 states are expected to lose at least $95 a month, and some may be ineligible for food stamps completely. According to HSA Consulting, 2022 SNAP benefits made up 12.3% of total at-home food and beverage retail sales in the U.S. That's up from 7.1% in 2019. Food stamps make up more than 10% of dollar store revenue. Even with high-income customers trading down to discount retailers, it may not be enough to make up for the potential loss in dollar sales. In other consumer news, private labels had a record year in 2022. PLMA recently released a report stating that store brand sales had an overall increase of 11.3%, setting an annual record north of $200 billion. In comparison, national brands peaked at 6.1%. Looking at numbers over a month-to-month basis, store brands have continued to outperform national brands. According to PLMA, these numbers suggest that inflation and financial hardships are leading shoppers to choose lower-priced store-label brands. The report also indicates that retailers have been more innovative and responsive to health and wellness needs. In food manufacturing news, General Mills and McCormick all reported steady results in their respective earnings calls. The cereal giant lifted their sales estimates to about 10% compared to prior forecasts of 8 to 9%. Speaking at the CAGNY conference in New York, CEO Jeffrey Harmening said that price hikes have not changed consumers' desires for their products. The same cannot be said for spice and seasoning manufacturer McCormick, however. They've been seeing pushback from major retailers on their product prices, many of whom are concerned about margins and consumer reactions on these increases. And finally, Starbucks is shaking up the coffee world. 𝗂𝗟𝗂𝘁 is a new line of coffee drinks that are infused with olive oil. The line recently launched in Italy before arriving in the U.S. in the spring. CEO Howard Schultz describes the new product as, quote, transformational. Will this new drink truly disrupt the coffee category? Only time will tell. And those are your top stories.